It is May. We're going to pretend like I recorded this on the 1st, although I definitely did not. April was a very busy and a very long month. I don't know what made April feel so long compared to other months, but it just felt like I had so much going on and so much to do, and the weeks just dragged on. It was a very interesting month for sure, with the end of my Frisbee season, and as we transitioned into the end of my college career. It's definitely been a very interesting month. The first thing really that happened in the end of April going into May was the last two tournaments of Ultimate Frisbee for me here at Knox. My team, the Knox team, we went to conferences, which includes us and three other teams, and we placed second there. But the game margins were it was much closer than I would have wanted for the teams that were there. And we didn't win the conference, which was what we were really hoping for to give us momentum going into regionals. But regardless, we qualified for regionals. We had a big about 2-week break before we got into regionals. And I kind of hinted at this in my last video, that I kind of knew we've had this big goal for a long time of hey, this team, if we get it together, we could make nationals, make it run at nationals. But early in the season, we heard about this new team that was joining the region that was bringing in all these great players and was doing really well. And we had never seen them the whole season. And we had not yet competed, so we didn't really know how feasible this nationals run was going to be with this new team in the region. But kind of based on our play and based on what we've been hearing about this team, we kind of knew, I think all of us internally kind of knew, we're not going to make nationals. There were not only these really good teams coming into the region, but our team just never quite got to the potential that we had foresaw for ourselves. So we went to regionals in Zeeland, Michigan. I think that was the 27th of April or something like that. And it was a ton of fun. We got to play teams that are in our region, but we don't see ever. So teams like Grace and Hillsdale and the new Goliath of the Great Lakes region, Davenport. And it was just super cool to play teams that we don't play all the time and every other tournament. And see different zones and see different players. It was really awesome. I realized after our game with one of the teams, Grace, that I was playing a lot and guarding a lot on this player named Joel Close, who's a professional Frisbee player. And while I definitely didn't play very well against him, it's just cool to be I was on a field with a Frisbee player, and he didn't completely and totally walk over me. I held my head up a little bit against him. But it's also just cool to see that level of play, not I went to the Union Triad a few months ago, and of course everyone there is crazy good, so I expect everyone to be good. But when we're playing at this D3 regionals, and some people are people who play twice a week and don't actually care that much about Frisbee, they just like playing a sport, and some people are these professional Frisbee players who do this their whole life, and just seeing that at the regionals was really cool. And then later on day 2, we got to play Davenport. Davenport is this newer Frisbee program that is offering scholarships to players, which is they're the second school in the nation to have done that at the D3 level, I believe. They were, of course, really strong because of the talent they were able to bring in and the program that they're building over there. And it was really sweet to play for them, especially because if you haven't already heard, because I've been talking about it a lot in real life, I got offered a scholarship from them, and there is a decent chance that I'll be playing for them next year. So it was really exciting not only to see that level of Frisbee in our region, but to play against that level of Frisbee, and also to know that that could potentially be a team that I'll be on next year. And in meeting some of the players and talking to the coaches, I'm really excited about that. That decision has been what has been on my mind for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I basically told the coach, and this is how I feel, that unless I get a good job offer, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go play Frisbee for grad school. The financials work out for me, but the issue is that I'm still very much actively searching for jobs, and I won't know. And I think around the end of May is when I'll just have to make a decision regardless of what information I have. But hopefully before then, I will either get a job and I can go start my career in a really nice city, or I'll just commit fully into to grad school and to Frisbee, and really enjoy doing that for the next 2 years. So yeah, the other thing about getting into May now is that the Knox term is starting to wind down as we get closer to graduation. It's a little annoying because everyone else is like graduating and graduated from college already, and I'm like, well, I got 3 more weeks left. But having only 2 classes in my last 3 weeks of college, like I'm so not busy. It's insane. I have so much free time. It's nuts, and it's the type of free time that, like, man, if the free time was, all grouped together, then I could like do something with that free time. But it's more like I have a class and then I have nothing to do for 2 hours, and then I have another class and I have nothing to do for an hour, and then I need to go to Frisbee, and then the night's gone because I'm lazy probably. But it's just like it's like annoying to have all this free time and not enough to do. But also that's really nice because I get to enjoy the last few weeks of college before I either move on to another college or start my career. So it's nice to have that free time and just play the piano, start getting better at the guitar. I started playing a lot of disc golf because I think that's going to make me a better Frisbee player. So the free time has also been a great blessing. So yeah, moving forward into the next month, it will really it's all about next steps. I've got like one paper I have to write and 3 weeks to do it, and I've got a lot of it done already. So I'm not really too worried about finishing school. I'm just worried about finding that next step, whether I'm going to commit to Frisbee and Davenport, or whether I'm going to hopefully get a job and start a career somewhere, and where that career is going to be. And then also, like, what am I going to do with my summer? Because currently I'm not going to be working at Camp Warrigal for this summer. And that's mostly just because I don't know if I'll be able to work at all this summer based on, again, career, Davenport, or whatnot, and everything's changing. But hopefully I'll make a decision, and there'll be a few free weeks that I can still go out and work for Camp Warrigal, because I really want to work there, and I feel bad for having to pull out so late in the season of being able to work there. So yeah, we'll see what happens this May. Maybe I'll get a video out on time soon, or maybe we'll just keep doing them halfway through the month. So